Perkenalkan, nama saya Immanuel Plus Pinatik. Saya dari kelas 1B6 dengan NIM 2206 102 04 25. Kali ini saya akan membahas tentang merchandise operation dengan mata kuliah pengantar akuntansi. Merchandise operation atau operasi barang dagang. Operation cycle. Operation cycle process where companies spend cash, generate revenue, and receive cash when revenue are generated, or later by collecting account receivable. The operation cycle of merchandising business different from a service business. Merchandise business purchase merchandise for sale to customers. Financial statement atau laporan keuangan. Financial statement of service and merchandise business reflect different operation cycle. The revenues of service business involve providing doing something for customer on the income statement for a service business. Revenue from service report as fees earned. Operating expense include providing the service are subtract from fees earned to determine net income. Purchase transaction atau transaksi pembelian. Two system for accounting for merchandise transaction is perpetual and periodic. Perpetual inventory system is purchase and sale of merchandise is recorded in the inventory account and related subsidiary ledger. Periodic inventory system, the inventory does not show the amount of merchandise available for sale and the amount sold. Term of purchase on account are the invoice or bill that the seller send the buyer. Term or payment or for merchandise are called credit terms. If payment is required on delivery, term are cash or net cash. Otherwise, buyer is allowed time known as the credit period to pay. Credit period begin with date of sale. Purchase discount atau diskon pembelian. To ensure buyer to buy before end of the credit period, the seller may offer discount. For example, a seller may offer a 2% discount if the buyer pay within 10 days of invoice date. If the buyer does not take the discount, total invoice amount is due within 13 days. Term are expressed as 2/10 and N per 13 and read as a 2% discount if paid within 10 days, net amount due within 13 days. Purchase return and allowances. Buyer may request allowances for returned merchandise atau purchase return or price allowance for damaged atau defective merchandise. From a buyer perspective, return and allowance are called purchase return and allowance. Buyer normally sends the seller a debit memorandum to notify of seller reason for the return. or request a price reduction. Sale transaction. Revenue sale transaction atau transaksi penjualan. Revenue from merchandise sales is usually recorded as sales. Sometimes a business may use the title sales of merchandise. Assume that on March 3rd, Net Solution sells merchandise for $1,800. This case sales or record as a debit to cash and a credit to sales. Cash sales atau penjualan tunai. Using perpetual inventory system, cost of merchandise sold and decrease in merchandise inventory are recorded. Merchandise inventory and account indicate amount of merchandise on hand. Sales made customer using credit card as MasterCard or Visa are recorded as cash sales. Processing fees charged by clearinghouse or issuing bank or periodically recorded as a debit to credit card expense and credit to cash. Customer discount atau diskon pelanggan. Seller may grant customer variety of discount called customer discount to encourage customer to act in a way benefiting seller. A sales discount ensures customer to pay their invoice early. Example: a seller may offer credit terms of 2%, providing 2% sale discount if invoice is paid within 10 days. Customer return and allowances atau pengembalian dan tunjangan pembeli. Merchandise sold may be returned to seller. In other case, seller may reduce initial selling price. From a seller perspective, there's alternate customer return and allowances, sometimes called sales return and allowances. Customer that is due a refund may have an outstanding account receivable balance. Then seller may credit the customer accounts receivable rather than pay cash. Freight atau kargo. Ownership of merchandise may pass to buyer within seller deliver merchandise for freight carrier. Then terms are FOB atau free on board shipping point. Second, paid freight costs from shipping point to destination. Our ownership of the merchandise may pass to buyer when buyer receives merchandise. Then terms are FOB destination. Seller pay freight costs from shipping point to destination. The seller may prepay freight even tough to terms or FOB shipping point. The seller will then add the freight to be invoice. Sales taxes atau pajak penjualan. More states levy a tax on sales of merchandise. Liability for the sales tax incurred when sales is made. At time of cash sale collects sales tax. When a sales is made on account, sell charge to buyer by debiting account receivable. Sell credit to sales account for amount of sell on credit tax to sales tax payable. Seller pay to taxing authority amount of sales tax called by debiting sales tax payable and crediting cash. Trade discount atau diskon penjualan. Wholesalers sell merchandise to other business rather than to the public. Many publishers catalog with periodic price update, which may include large discount from catalog list price. Wholesalers often offer special discount to government agencies or business that order large quantities. Such discounts are called trade discount. Seller and buyer do not normally record list price of merchandise and trade discount in their accounts. Balance sheet atau neraca keuangan. The balance sheet may have asset on left hand side and liability on an owner equity and right hand side. This form of balance sheet is called account form. The balance sheet may be present in a downward screen in 3 sections. This form of the balance sheet is called report form. Adjusting entry for inventory shrinkage atau jurnal penyesuaian untuk penyusutan persediaan. Under perpetual inventory system, merchandise inventory account is continual update for purchase and sales. Balance of the merchandise inventory account is amount of merchandise available for sale at the point in time. Retailer normally experience some loss of inventory due to shoplifting, employee theft, or errors. Actual inventory on hand at end of accounting period is usually less than balance of merchandise inventory. Difference is called inventory shortage or inventory shortage. Closing entries. First, debit closing entries atau jurnal penutup. First, debit each which include the asset, contra asset, liability, and owner capital account. A temporary account with a credit balance such as sales for its balance and credit income summary. Create its temporary account with a debit balance such as various expense and debit income summary. Since cost of merchandise sold is a temporary account with a debit balance, it is credit for this balance. Debit income summary for amount of this balance and credit owner capital account. Debit owner capital account for balance of drawing account and credit drawing account. After closing entries are posted to account, a post-closing trial balance is prepared. Financial analysis and interpretation ratio of sales to asset, atau analisis dan interpretasi keuangan rasio penjualan terhadap aset. The ratio of sales to asset measures how effectively a business is using its asset to generate sales. A high ratio indicates of an effective as sales. The ratio of sales to asset is computed as follows. Periodic inventory system atau periodic inventory system. Periodic inventory system. Under periodic inventory system, purchases are normally recorded at invoice amount in a purchase account. If invoice is paid within discount period, this one is recorded is a separate account called purchase discount. Purchase return are recorded in a separate account called purchase return and allowances. Sales of merchandise are not recorded in a inventory account. At a period, a physical count of merchandise inventory on hand is taken on and used to determine cost of merchandise sold. Freight paid is recorded in freight in account. Closing entries under the periodic inventory system atau jurnal penutup di bawah sistem persediaan inventory. Debit each temporary account with a credit balance such as a sales for its balance and credit income summary. Since purchase discount and purchase return on allowance are temporary account with credit balance, they are debited for trial balance. Merchandise inventory is debited for this end of period balance based on end of period inventory. Credit each temporary account with a debit balance such the various expense and debit income summary. Chain freight is a temporary account with a debit balance. It is credited for its balance. Merchandise inventory is credited for its balance as of the beginning of the period. Debit income summary of account of the balance and credit the owner capital account. Debit owner capital account for the balance of the drawing account and credit the drawing account. Oke, sekian dari saya. Mohon maaf jika ada salah kata. Terima kasih.